Across the ring.
The counter punch.
All right, what's the deal with your boy Love One to Hate One in the building with your boy Gil, and we back at y'all with another radio call. You already know we finna cook, man, and we got an interesting subject when it comes down to this whole Deontay Wilder versus Oleksander Usyk fight, man. I'm not gonna even lie, man. My guy Gil brought this fight up, and he basically asked a very good question. Why hasn't this fight happened yet? And, you know, how do we feel the fight will play out? And, Gil, you want to take this one first or me?
Yeah, bro, I'll take it first. My question to you was, why hasn't it happened? Because I believe it's a dangerous fight for both guys, but for different reasons. I mean, it's dangerous for Wilder because he's a wild puncher. So if you punch in between, if you're Oleksander Usyk, you could catch him with something crazy and hurt him. But it's dangerous for Usyk because there's that possibility of getting hurt with one punch if you get put down and knocked out. So that would change the landscape of boxing for a while. And that's why I brought it up, because it's something that intrigued me, and I'm pretty sure that you've thought about it. So I kind of wanted to get your take on it.
Oh, yeah, I thought about that fight several times. But the thing about that fight is the fact that Deontay Wilder, he just hasn't had a big win. He had Robert Helenius, but that's not considered really a big win. I mean, it was a solid win, but they talked about that fight several times, and Deontay Wilder called Usyk out several times. I personally feel that fight still can happen, but the reason it hasn't happened yet is because, yeah, like, really what I just said. It's like Deontay Wilder, Usyk is a champion. You're not going to fight a champion if you're constantly losing. Now, I understand, you know, Deontay Wilder, we all know he still has that weapon. And in my opinion, Usyk hasn't faced a harder puncher than Deontay Wilder. Now, some people may disagree with me. Some people may say, oh, I feel, you know, Dubois hits harder than Deontay Wilder. But in my opinion, Deontay Wilder, with that right hand, that one-hand shotgun, he hits harder than everybody. Like, and don't get me wrong, you guys, I know it's a debate. Zhilei Zhang hits hard. But the thing about Deontay Wilder, he has the speed and the power to go along with it. The only thing about Deontay Wilder is he's been losing lately, and it's like people look at Deontay Wilder as a shell of himself. But 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, this was a different conversation. You're talking about, well, not you per se, but a lot of people was talking about Deontay Wilder today, and that's my problem. So yeah, that's my conclusion. I feel like the fight hasn't happened yet because Deontay Wilder, he needs a good win.
Everybody talks about his power, right?
Yeah.
But you have to be able to find the guy to unload your power on him. And I think Usyk is tricky enough to get work done to where he could use his jab, keep him off him, use his footwork. And let's be honest, Deontay doesn't have the greatest defense. If you know how to punch in between his punches, you can hurt him. And we've seen that he gets flustered when he gets hurt. And he makes mistakes. That's where it's intriguing to me. And then you talk about the other possible matchups after, that it's crazy that it could happen. Like you said, it's possible.
Both, you know? Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, like I said, when it comes down to that fight, to me, I personally feel like right now I gotta take Usyk. But the thing about Deontay Wilder, man, if he lands correctly, and I stand by this, even till this day, I stand by this. I think Deontay Wilder, if he lands correctly, he always has that punch that can bail him out. Like, Deontay Wilder can be down 11 rounds, 12 rounds, and knock you out cold. You know, that's the only thing I give Deontay Wilder, but I can't see him beating Usyk right now. You know, not right now. But, go ahead.
He has what I call the great equalizer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly
what you mean.
One punch
can light you out. So that's why it's interesting, but at the same time, his skill set has stayed the same for many, many fights. And I think that's why he keeps losing. because people have figured him out. And I think he needs to, well, we've talked about many times on your channel. We've talked about evolution of boxing. He needs to evolve his game. And he doesn't really like to take advice from many people. So that's his issue.
That's another good point too, and that, we could actually make that a topic. Like, Deontay Wilder, he's stubborn. Even Malik Scott said it. Like, Deontay Wilder, one thing about him, he's stubborn, and he just felt like his power can bail him out of everything. And Deontay Wilder, man, I don't know, man, but you can't treat an old dog new tricks, man. So
yeah,
it's kind of hard
to.
I
agree. Yeah. I agree with all the stuff that you said, but if you're gonna be in boxing, bro, you gotta get better. Every fight, you gotta get better, or else you're gonna stay stuck and you're gonna get caught. So it's a matter of wanting to get better.
That's a fact.
Me, he doesn't want to. So
he
that's
don't.
Why he keeps losing.
Yeah, and I remember one time somebody said this about Deontay Wilder, man. They was like, Deontay Wilder. Just imagine if that man had a jab. A great jab, good defense. Oh my God, that man would be unstoppable. Somebody said that, and I'm like, man, shit. I mean, in my opinion, I think anybody can be beat. So, saying unstoppable is crazy, but I get his point. He was basically saying Deontay Wilder be more of a beast because he'll be a hard fighter to figure out. If he had defense, a good jab, good foot speed, and shit like that, Deontay Wilder can do some good damage. But I want to ask you this question. If the fight did happen, like let's just say, because you brought up a scenario earlier, and you said, if Deontay Wilder basically get a couple good wins in, and he fights Usyk, because Usyk is not talking about retiring anytime soon, but let's just say Deontay Wilder gets a couple good wins in, and he fights Oleksander Usyk, how do you see that fight playing out?
I see it being dangerous for Usyk for 12 rounds, but I think he can pull it out because he has all the skills and the skill sets to make it complicated for Deontay.
Right.
But it's like we've talked about it only takes one punch to make him say bomb squad. So,
yeah.
You never know. You never know.
It's very interesting, and that's why I'm glad you brought that up too, because I still like the fight. It just makes no sense for Usyk to face Deontay Wilder, and he's constantly coming off a loss. But like you say, man, hey, Deontay Wilder, he has one more shot. I don't know if you heard, I made a video even saying this. Deontay Wilder's supposed to be making a comeback fight on Black Prime in April. So we're both going to watch.
I heard the same thing, bro. That's why I kind of brought it up. Because I've been hearing different things, but I wasn't too sure. Because you're the master, you're teaching me, so that's why I wanted to bring it to your attention.
No, I appreciate that. And I really like that fight, man. Deontay Wilder he needs to get a solid win. That's all it really is, though. But that's my final thoughts on it, man. What about you?
I don't disagree, bro. I would just wish that he had the desire to get better. Like they said, it would make him virtually unstoppable because of his size. And if he learned how to use that jab, he'd keep guys off of him and he'd be able to do things. But he just doesn't want to learn.
But see, hold on. You know what? I'm going to make this a different topic.